Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's Jo, and it's time for Puck Up with Jo over here on Sports Grid TV. We've got 10 games on the ice, and I hope you guys had a fantastic day on the ice yesterday. We definitely made some money over here on Puck Up with Jo, and I know a lot of people out there made some freaking money. KO coming in, cashed an 8-leg parlay yesterday. Absolutely phenomenal. Love to hear that. Let us know what you bet within that parlay. Excited to hear about it. Yeah, we did, Joe. Make some money on Demko, his save shots on goal over that 28. That was a great game. Out of the Vancouver Canucks. Bruins. Thank you to everyone who believed in the Bruins and tailed with us yesterday. I couldn't believe we were getting plus money on them. They're able to pull off that win. The Panthers, the Canucks, all came out so very strong. So on the Canucks team total. You guys, we got 10 games on the board. We could talk about yesterday all day long, but I don't want to. I want to make some freaking money today. So let's talk about the games on the ice today. There's a lot of them, that's for sure, but plenty of opportunities to make some money. We're going to kick off with the first game here. The Buffalo Sabres are taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, all odds are over at FanDuel. So current odds right now, the Carolina Hurricanes minus 230. Huge favorites at home in this one. Plus 188 here for the Buffalo Sabres. This total is at 6.5. Juice to that over at minus 140. We know the abilities of both of these teams to get these goals. So that minus 140 to the over, definitely a way I would be looking in this game. I do expect this one to be a higher scoring game. And now when we look at these teams facing up against each other, those trends to the over have come in. Buffalo, such a big underdog here. You can look at them on that puck line, plus 1.5 on the puck line at minus 120. When we look at the Buffalo Sabres on the puck line on the road so far this season, 5-0 on that puck line. So I do think this is a team that can cover this puck line versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, Carolina has been stepping up defensively. This team now looks like the defensive team that we expected them to start out as, holding opponents to 26 shots on goal per game. Now, that's first overall in the league. Still issues with goaltending. Now, Ranta looked excellent last time he was out, but he does have a goals against average of 3.04. The Buffalo Sabres are so strong. Tage Thompson, their players are going to come out firing. A young, fiery team out there on the ice. And I think they'll push Carolina in this one and be able to get the goals on the board themselves. So give me the over in this one. Give me the Buffalo Sabres plus 1.5 at minus 120. Do I think they can get the upset here in Carolina? I'm not sure if I can go that far, you guys. Carolina is such a phenomenally strong team. Their power play is absolutely elite. 7th overall in the league, converting on 26.1% of their power plays here. Weak face-off here also for the Sabres. So that does really hinder a team when they're not able to win those face-offs, especially when it's in their zone defensively. So I do think the kill, though, of the Buffalo Sabres, so elite. This is going to be a back and forth battle between these two. We're going to have a lot of fun watching this game. I think it's going to be one of the better games of the night. Give me the over 6.5 and give me the Buffalo Sabres on that puck line plus 1.5 here. Next game on the ice. Current odds over on FanDuel, the Tampa Bay Lightning coming in as a favorite on the road versus the Montreal Canadiens, minus 138, plus 115 for the Montreal Canadiens, total 6.5. Again, minus 140 to that over. Now, with the issues the Lightning have been having on defenses, this is why we're getting that over, but I'm kind of cautious about taking this one over. We know the Lightning are on the back-to-back here after the loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I wonder how much fuel they'll have in their tank to take on the Montreal Canadiens and Jake Allen. Jake Allen has been standing on his head so far this season. He's got a 2.72 goals against average, save percentage of 0.927. I do think Jake Allen is in for a big night. Now, he is not confirmed as of the start when we started here. So I'm just looking over at FanDuel to see if we've got any goalie props yet. So yeah, Jake Allen still is not confirmed. I'm not seeing him listed, and we're getting no props. If Jake Allen comes into net tonight, I am going to take his save shots on goal to the over. If this number is coming in at 30 or below. We look at the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are averaging 30.36 shots on goal per game, but the Montreal Canadiens giving up about 35.2. I expect the Lightning, off that loss last night, to come out firing and still be firing in this game. I just don't know the power behind their shots. So I do expect them to put up at least 34 shots on Jake Allen in this one, and him to go over 30 safe shots in this. So that's the numbers I'm looking at. Make sure you check those goalie props before this one kicks off. But if it's Sam Montembeault in behind, I have faith in Sam Montembeault as well. I actually like Sam Montembeault out there for Montreal a lot better than Jake Allen, but Jake Allen off to the hot start of this season. So we look at Montreal here. They're back home off a road trip. Montreal, I do think, has the opportunity to win this one at home. I just don't trust the Lightning and their defense. This defense allowing 3.5 goals per game. 34.2 shots on goal. They do have a really strong kill here. The Montreal Canadiens really strong on that face-off. I think Montreal has the opportunity to pull off the upset. Matt Tomkin in goal tonight for the Lightning. He's got a 3.26 goals against average and a save percentage of .891. So back-to-back here for the Lightning off that loss. They've also struggled on that no rest, 3-13 in their last 16 on 0 days rest, 0-4 in the 3 and 4 day situation. And the home team has had an advantage between these two. So I'm going with the Dogs, the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to take Jake Allen or Sam Montembeault even. I take their save shots to that over. I just don't think the Lightning, although they will fire, will have the power behind those shots, and we'll see that either goaltender save those shots tonight. Okay, let me know what you guys think about that one. Montreal, we've got Montreal coming in on the money line. I like that you're going with Montreal there as well. It is definitely money time. Let's make some money time as well. Aho points. Yeah, I do like Sebastian Aho for that anytime goal or the points tonight, Christopher. I think that is a nice way to look with that Carolina game. Shots on goal props will blow up tonight. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of shots on goal. You can look at it in these games here. Montreal and the Lightning definitely going to get a lot of shots on goal. And it is a dog night. I'm feeling a couple of these dogs out there as well. Okay, next game on the board. We're looking at the Minnesota Wild taking on the New York Islanders. Okay, let's look at these odds right now. The Minnesota Wild, it's still a pick of -110 on either side. Total 5.5, -140 to the over 5.5. And now we know what we've seen out of the Islanders, how strong they are at home. This team defensively has an elite kill. They're holding opponents to 2.7 goals per game. They are giving up a lot of shots, though. So Sorokin has been the heart of this team. Sorokin standing on his head, but he's not in net tonight. Varlamov is confirmed in goal. Now, he's been phenomenal as well. Save percentage is .972, 1.01 goals against average, but I don't know, versus the Wild here. Something about this Wild team, although their defense has been struggling, they've been allowing these goals. Marc-Andre Fleury confirmed in net. He's got a 2.83 goals against average and a save percentage of .892. I do think the Wild have the opportunity to get this win. Just offensively, I love what we're seeing out of this team. And defensively, they have been having those struggles. This is a defense that I'm expecting to get stronger as the season goes on and these numbers to really drop because they are allowing that 4.18 goals per game, which isn't something that we expected out of this team. We expected them to look more like the Islanders. And both of these teams, we do expect these teams defensively to really start getting those block shots on goals. So the Islanders have the Bruins on deck on the road on Thursday. This is the first game on the road for the Minnesota Wild. They're off that shootout win at home, 5-4 versus the New York Rangers, which is something because we know how strong this Rangers team has been defensively. I do think this is one where the Islanders on a couple days rest. Off those couple days rest, we do see a little bit of sluggishness. Is that even a word? Them coming out a little bit slower to start these games. Their inability to score these goals, only averaging 2.7, gives me concerns versus the Wild, especially with how strong the Wild are offensively. The Wild have to stay out of the box, though, because they've got a really weak penalty kill here. And the Islanders will be able to convert. The Islanders, on the other hand, if they're in the box, I'm not worried about the Wild scoring because the Islanders are really strong on that kill. So this will depend on who comes out the more disciplined team. I am counting on the Wild to come in here. I'm going to take them at -110. The under 5.5, I know it's scary to look at those under 5.5, but I do think it comes in this game. If we see that quick goal, you're going to see that number shoot up to 6, and then you're going to get more value. But I do think it stays under that total. Last season, these games stayed nicely to the under, and 5 of their last 7 meetings have stayed under that total. So something about when these teams match up, we see so much more defense out there, and we see these teams or these defenses stepping up. So we need the Wild out of the box. And sluggish, that is the word I was looking for. Thank you, Kelly. You're always the best coming in with those. I see that KO coming in with the under with New York as well. You got the under 6, Joe. Yeah, I do like the under 6 better. We have the opportunity of that game pushing if something weird does happen. 4-2 style game. We know those empty netters can come in, but I really do think this is a 2-1 style game. That first period under 1.5, I want to hit, but I'm kind of feeling like we might see someone score in the first period. I don't want to take the under for 1.5 in the first period. We've seen a lot of unders in that second period. So if your book is offering an under 1.5 in the second period, I'm kind of feeling that tonight with these two teams. As someone comes out, scores early, especially Marc-Andre Fleury. I have a little bit of concern on Marc-Andre Fleury in the first period of some of these games. So that's what I would be looking at. I see a lot of people coming in with the Wild on the money line. I'm definitely liking that. Okay, the Red Wings and the Rangers. This is going to be a phenomenal game here between the Detroit Red Wings and the New York Rangers. The Rangers at home in the Garden. Now, the Rangers coming in as the favorite, of course, at -146, +122 for the Detroit Red Wings, total of 6.5. Now, this total is actually juiced to that under, -128 to the under. We're getting +104 to the over in this one. If you think the Rangers are in for a big win, you can look at them on that puck line, laying 1.5 at +160. Not sure I would get there. I do think the value is on the Red Wings tonight. I know they're going to be in New York in the Garden, but I do think this team has been playing some elite hockey. They're off the win over the Boston Bruins. They're going to come in with so much confidence here. And then we look at the New York Rangers. Adam Fox, a defenseman here, won't be in this game. He is out. Now that takes away a lot of their strength from the blue line. So I do think when we look at the Red Wings, how strong they are offensively, without Adam Fox on the ice, it is a huge impact here on the Rangers. I think they're going to struggle without Adam Fox. I think there's an opportunity for the Red Wings to be able to steal this one. And just looking at the value we're getting on the Red Wings, that is the way I have to go. The Rangers are an elite team. This team is only allowing 2.09 goals per game. Third best overall in the league. Their defense is holding opponents to 27.6 shots on goal. Fourth best overall in the league. This is going to be kind of like strength against strength. Offensively, both of these teams so strong on the power play. You've got to think both of these teams have to play clean, because this will be the difference between who is able to get the win. Now, my problem here with the total is I don't know how much I trust Jonathan Quick to keep up with what he is doing here. Last season, Jonathan Quick was a fade for me when he was with the LA Kings. He, this season, has been elite with the New York Rangers behind a defense with the protection he gets in front of net. Has looked phenomenal. He's got a 1.42 goals against average, a save percentage of .948. Can we trust him tonight here against the Red Wings, though? This is my biggest concern. You look at the Red Wings, they're averaging 30.8 shots on goal per game. Elite power play, fifth best overall in the league, converting at such a high rate. The New York Rangers, fourth best power play overall in the league, converting at 31.8%. It's 28% for the Detroit Red Wings. So like I said, whoever can stay out of the box is going to get the win here. The value is on the Red Wings. I'm going to back the Red Wings in this one. It's so hard to go against the Rangers. They've been phenomenal. They're off the shootout loss versus the Minnesota Wild. You would think they would have to get back here in the Garden and get the win. But without Adam Fox, I just can't back this team at the price that we're paying. We also see between these two teams, the road team being phenomenally strong, 5-2 in the last 7 games. The road team has been able to take the win. Now, Dylan Larkin is out for the Red Wings, so that is something to note. Dylan Larkin has been a huge playmaker for them. But I'm looking at DeBrincat to come out nice and strong. DeBrincat has 9 goals, 5 assists, shots on goal the last couple of games. He's had 5 and 5, and that was versus the Bruins and the Panthers. So I really love what we're seeing him bring to the table. Now, you can take him to record 2+ points tonight. I'm going to take this because I do think Jonathan Quick is going to get hit hard tonight. I just have that feeling, you guys. He can't keep up these records. I just don't trust in Jonathan Quick. So 2+ shots on goal or 2+ points tonight for DeBrincat's coming in at +340. We look at him in the last couple games. He's had, versus the Rangers, he's had an assist in those last couple games versus the Rangers. So if you want to look at him for the assist tonight, instead of looking at him for 2+ points, that is coming in at +158. So either way you go with DeBrincat tonight, you are going to get value. You're going to get value on that goal. Now, looking at the other side of the puck, we know we have to look at someone for the Rangers. Panarin has been lights out versus the Red Wings in his career. 28 points in 19 games versus the Red Wings. So 10 goals, 18 assists versus the Red Wings. That's how you get those 28 points. Looking at him tonight, +150 to record 2+ points, I think has value. The goal or the assist, I do think he gets on the board in this one. So that's what I'm liking for Panarin. I like DeBrincat as well, looking at both of those players for their points. Just to record a point for Panarin, such value at +150, that is hard to not say yes to. And these teams trend completely to the under versus each other, but I think Quick is going to get hit, so I'm going over. I know you guys are liking the over 6 or the under 6.5. Detroit and New York Rangers overtime. Yeah, I can see this one absolutely going to overtime. These two teams are going to battle it out, and I think it's going to come down to who plays the cleaner game, whose goaltender is able to stand on their head tonight. Detroit, dog game here. Absolutely. Let's get this money tonight, that's for sure. Okay, let's move on to the next game. You guys, 10 games. We've only gone over a couple here. The Winnipeg Jets taking on the St. Louis Blues. The Winnipeg Jets coming in as a favorite at -140, total of 5.5. Juice that over at -140. The St. Louis Blues, if you think they can continue on this hot streak, I faded them last week on the back-to-back, which did me dirty. The St. Louis Blues won both of the games on the back-to-back on the Friday and Saturday. They've got something hot going right now. They're +116 on that money line. No value on the puck line unless you want to take the Winnipeg Jets on the puck line, laying 1.5 at +168. Now, goalie matchup here. I really do like the goalie matchup. Connor Hellebuck, a strong goalie here for the Winnipeg Jets. And Jordan Binnington, he's been lights out this season. I'm waiting for Jordan Binnington to crack. I'm waiting for him to have that frustrating game. He hasn't had it. The problem here with the St. Louis Blues for me is their offensive production, only averaging 2.4 goals per game. Non-existent power play, only averaging 27.1 shots on goal per game. We've got a weak kill here out of the Winnipeg Jets, so that does favor the St. Louis Blues, even though that power play is non-existent. Maybe they could finally get a goal here. But the Winnipeg Jets averaging that 3.27 goals per game and 32.4 shots on goal. They are the stronger team, and I expect them to be able to pull off the win. They got a win over the Coyotes their last time out, 5-3. And they've been really strong in St. Louis. They've won 4 of the last 5 meetings in St. Louis, and I do expect them to be able to win it here. The Blues, off a couple of days rest, does equal rest for this team. They've gone 0-4 in their last 4 games on 2 days rest. So I expect a slow start out of the St. Louis Blues, especially offensively, and for the Winnipeg Jets to be able to capitalize on this one. But that being said, I do expect this to be a lower scoring one. I think Jordan Binnington has been so phenomenally strong. Connor Hellebuck is strong. I trust him more at home than on the road, but I just don't think this Blues team will get enough shots where he's going to allow a lot of goals in. So I lean for this one to the under, but I do like that first period under 1.5. I think we'll see a lower scoring game to start this one straight out of the gate, as both of these teams kind of feel each other out in this one. So Kelly jumping in here, liking the Winnipeg Jets on the money line as well. And a sprinkle on. Okay, we'll get to the rest of those. -1.5 plus 123. Oh, minus the 1 goal at plus 123. I do like minus the 1 goal at plus 123. I think you could take it probably up to the -1.5, but I like a lower scoring game in this one. Plus 170 Jets. I like it, Kelly. All the best in your bet tonight. Okay, Seattle Kraken and this Arizona Coyotes. This one is a pick'em. This one scares me for the Seattle Kraken that it is a pick'em at -110 apiece. Now total of 6.5. Juice to the under at -128. If you like the over, you're getting great value at plus 104. I do like the over. I'm expecting a 4-3 style game between these two teams. Now, the Kraken, I do think overall in the season will come out stronger than the Arizona Coyotes. But we look at these teams right now in their recent form, and the Arizona Coyotes at home, and I do like this team. Young, hard, fast team, eager to come out and get these wins. We've got Logan Cooley, Clayton Keller. These players have been phenomenally strong out there for the Arizona Coyotes, and I don't trust the Kraken with the value we're getting on them. It seems like such a buy low spot on the Kraken, which scares me. Why do the books want us to take the Kraken in this situation? I think the Arizona Coyotes might be able to get the win here. I'm going to stay off the side because of it. The Kraken have been phenomenally strong versus the Coyotes. They've won the last 4 meetings versus them. At -110, it's not really enough value on either team here that I'm loving. If we were getting the Arizona Coyotes at plus 120, maybe I'd be looking at them here, but I do think with the penalties the Coyotes take, if they play a dirty game, we will see the Kraken capitalize. So instead of taking a side, just give me the over 6.5. I really do think 4-3 style game in this one. I know, Joe, you are riding the Kraken for sure. Both teams to score in the second period of the Seattle game. That is a nice way to go at that plus 117. Keller shots on goal over 2.5. Yeah, you got to look at Clayton Keller. He has been absolutely phenomenal. Logan Cooley, when he gets us those goals too, being insane of value on Logan Cooley to get those goals. Joey Jacquard is in net as well for the Seattle Kraken tonight. He's got a 2.88 goals against average. And Connor Ingram, he has been hit hard in some of these games, 2.39 goals against average. So the Kraken, the thing that does scare me about them is their hard schedule ahead of them. They're the Avs at home, the Avs on the road, and then they go home to face the Oilers, and then they have the Avs at home, and then they go on the road to face the Oilers. So they're all over the place in their next 4 games versus the Avs and the Oilers, back and forth kind of battle there. So it's going to be a hard one. But just give me the goals tonight. Okay, the Nashville Predators and my Calgary Flames. Scary situation here for the Calgary Flames, coming in at -122 on the money line. Total of 5.5 in this one at -118. I'm hitting this one over 5.5. I do expect offensive production out of both of these teams. Calgary at -122, I can't get behind. The Nashville Predators at plus 102, I think screams complete value here. Ryan O'Reilly's coming in off such a strong game. He had a hat trick in the last one out for the Predators, and I expect him to come out hard and fast versus the Calgary Flames right out of the gate. Now, goaltending matchup, we've got Saros in net expected here for the Nashville Predators, and Markstrom confirmed here for the Calgary Flames. Markstrom has been allowing those goals to come in early in these games, and I expect that to happen in this one. And I expect Calgary to get on the board in that first period. So I'm going to look at the first period over 1.5. That's coming in at -116. I'm also going to hit both teams to score in the first period. That's coming in at plus 184. We know the Nashville Predators have the stronger power play here. Calgary has a weak power play, but the 4th best penalty kill in the league. I think these teams go back and forth and battle this one out to the very end. This is game 4 of a road trip, of a 5-game road trip for the Nashville Predators. They have the Jets on deck on Thursday. And we look at Calgary here. They have the Leafs, Senators, and Montreal road trip coming up, 3-game road trip on deck. So Calgary's going to be eager to get out on the road after this game. I just look at this one. Both of these teams have Not great points coming into this game. We look at the Predators. They've been on a couple of days rest. It doesn't favor them. They go 1-4 in the last 5 on those 2 days rest. And Calgary on the 2 days rest come out slow as well. 4-9. I expect defenses to come out slow, though. I expect offensively, these two teams need these wins here. So I do expect these teams to come out hot out of the gate. Now, the Predators have won this matchup. They've won the last 4 in Calgary. They've also won 7 of the last 8 meetings. So the Predators are going to be giving Calgary all they've got in this one. I just like both teams to score. First period, the over 1.5 and the over 5.5. I do think this is one that we go 3-3, probably to overtime in this one. Okay, next game on the board, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the red-hot Anaheim Ducks. Who would ever think the Anaheim Ducks would be so red-hot on the season? The Ducks, red-hot, and a huge dog and a huge plus money up, plus 162. How do we say no to that? The Pittsburgh Penguins, almost a $2 favorite at minus 196. Total 6.5 juice to that over, minus 134. I do think the over is the right place. If you like the Penguins on the puck line, laying the 1.5, that's coming in at plus 118. John Gibson confirmed in goal for the Anaheim Ducks. This is my first bet, and I absolutely love it. Looking at his save shots on goal, over 30.5. Yes, this number is high at minus 112. You look at the defense of the Ducks, so they're allowing 32.5 shots on goal per game. The Pittsburgh Penguins are averaging 35.8. John Gibson has a save percentage of .910. Goals against average of 2.67. I expect the Penguins to put up at least 36 shots on him in this game. John Gibson to go over 30.5 save shots on goal. We need 31. So at 36, he can let in 4. We will be completely fine. I do expect him to go over those save shots. Tristan Jarry is expected in goal here for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, he has a 2.73 goals against average, a save percentage below 900 of .897. This team, strong face-off, averaging 3.6 goals per game and 35.8 shots on goal. We look at the Ducks. Ducks are so hot. They've won their last 6 games. They're averaging 3.36 goals per game. Only, though, 27.6 shots on goal. So they are one of the higher shooting percentage teams, shooting at 12.2%. Their face-off is weak. Looking at the defensive side of the puck here, the Penguins are allowing too many goals per game at 3.1. So goaltending is letting them down because they are limiting opponents to 28.7. Defensive side, for the Pittsburgh Penguins, they're allowing 2.91 and 32.5 shots on goal. Those shots are coming against Gibson. So that is the best bet here. John Gibson over 30.5 save shots on goal. We've got the Penguins rolling in off a win over the Sharks. So it was the Sharks. They got a 10-2 win over the Sharks. Whoop-de-doo. Both teams have strong kills. The Ducks spend too much time in the box. If they spend the time in the box, they will lose this game and not win their 7th straight game. This Ducks team, I tell you, plus 1.5 on that puck line. You're getting value. Plus 1.5 at minus 142. Sprinkle on the money line. Sidney Crosby here, though, for the Pittsburgh Penguins to come in and get a goal. Plus 140 is so much value. Last week, these teams faced off. The Ducks won at 4-3. Started this hot streak here. Both teams scored in the first period. I like it to come in again. Looking at both teams to start off this game hot. The Penguins had 40 shots or 42 shots on goal in the last game. The Ducks only had 27. So that's what I mean. John Gibson over 30.5. The Penguins come out and get 40 shots on him again. There's no way he's giving up 10. So I do love this one. The Penguins, I think we'll start off rusty in this one. We've seen them on those couple of days rest start off slow. So if you want to take the Ducks in that first period on that puck line, I like that as well to come out so strong straight out of the gate. You guys, this is going to be a great game. The Ducks are quacking, that is for sure. And I cannot believe that we're getting so much value on this team. Yeah, that puck line has really jumped during the day. The Avs to bounce back. Yeah, Kyle, we're going to get to the Avs to bounce back. Avs in regulation. is definitely a good way to look. So let's get to that next game. The next game here we have is the Colorado Avalanche. Current odds, the Avs -188, +155 here for the New Jersey Devils. Total 6.5. Now that 6.5 is just the under at -122 to the under. If you like the puck line here for the Colorado Avalanche, -1.5 is +126. The New Jersey Devils, because they're the dog here, you would have to lay so much juice at +1.5 at -152. If you like them reverse puck line, it would be something to look at. Vanacek and Georgiev, the goaltending, a matchup here. We look at both of these teams, and both of these teams have their strong suits. We look at the Devils, best power play in the league. This team is so phenomenally strong on it. They are missing Jack Hughes. And when we look at the Colorado Avalanche, their kill is just second to none. Well, second overall in the league at 92.5%. Their kill is so dominant. Now the Avs off that loss where they got shut out versus the Vegas Golden Knights 7-0. Their defense, their goaltending fell apart. Offensively, this team fell apart. You got to think the bounce back is coming. But this Devils team is so phenomenally strong as well, you guys. We've got such a fantastic matchup here tonight. The Devils off the win over the Chicago Blackhawks without Jack Hughes. Well, it's the Chicago Blackhawks. Last game of a road trip, though, so I am expecting a little bit of tired legs here. I do expect a slow start for the New Jersey Devils. So what I'm going to look at here is the Colorado Avalanche in that first period to come out on fire and take out their frustration of their last game on the New Jersey Devils. I'm going to take them on the puck line in that first period, laying the half a goal. That's coming in at +132. This team is undefeated on their home ice so far this season. That being said, they haven't played too many games at home. 3-0 at home this season. The home team between these two is also being strong, 5-2 in the last 7. The Devils have struggled in Colorado, going 2-9 in those last 11 meetings in Colorado. Jack Hughes dealing with that shoulder injury. He's sure coming has an upper body injury. This is the next man up kind of team, though. Tyler Toffoli, Jasper Bratt. The Devils are so phenomenally strong, but you got to look at what the Avs have to offer. Cale Makar, his shots on goal, 3+ shots on goal tonight, -128. You bump him up to 4+ shots on goal in this one. That's coming in at +205. Sorry. The Devils allowing 30.8 shots on goal per game. We know Cale Makar is such a driving force. He is a defenseman, but a defenseman that's able to get the goals and the shots on goal. I do like the look of him at 4+ shots on goal, +205. Screams value. The safer bet is the 3+ shots on goal, though, at -128. Nathan McKinnon, Rantanen, there's so much talent here on these teams. The only thing I'm touching is that first period. I could see this one being another one that goes to overtime. Without Jack Hughes here, it is a hard place to take the New Jersey Devils. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw the upset, but I do think the Avs come out and are able to get the win in that first period. Yeah, the Avs completely embarrassed in that last game. So I'm with you. It's that first period puck line for the Avs. That is where my money's going. I'm too scared to put it anywhere else. It is scary. Yeah, you guys hit that like button. I absolutely appreciate it. Hit the retweet button over on Twitter. Give me those hearts. You guys are the best for joining me here every day. The Flyers, the San Jose Sharks. Who's actually taking the San Jose Sharks seriously these days? Man, this team losing their last 11, yet to record a win on the season, being completely struggling out there. And that's an understatement, becoming the laughing joke. Is it their night to win? +160 if you think the Sharks break their losing streak. And remember, it was a couple of years ago. It was during, or was it just before COVID? The Buffalo Sabres were in this position. There was 11 games. It's when are they finally going to win? And you got to start thinking the time is the time. Is it the time tonight versus the Philadelphia Flyers? The Flyers have been playing great hockey, but Carter Hart is out right now. If Carter Hart was in goal, there was no way I would even consider the Philadelphia Flyers. They're -194 coming into this one. Total 6.5, -110 to the over. Flyers for the big win. We know that the Sharks haven't been covering that puck line. They've only covered the puck line once, and that was versus the Colorado Avalanche in which Mackenzie Blackwood absolutely stood on his head, and that one went to overtime. It's hard to believe that happened, but I think Colorado looked past the Sharks in that one. So the Flyers on the puck line, -1.5 is +115. +1.5 on the Sharks on the puck line, -138. If you have any faith in the Sharks, I recommend money line over taking them plus the 1.5, because they either win this one or they get blown out of the water like we've been seeing. I don't think there is any in between. The Flyers have struggled in San Jose. So one thing to keep in mind before going big on the Flyers here, I wouldn't go big on the Flyers. I just don't trust it with how they've been. They're 4-1 on the road on the puck line so far this season, but we look at them versus the San Jose Sharks. They got 5-24-3 in the last 31 meetings. They're also 3-12-1 in the last 16 meetings in San Jose. This is ugly. They're off that loss to the LA Kings where they got shut out, 5-0 loss on Saturday, and the Sharks losing their last 11. So the Sharks are terrible. Do they win it? I don't know. You guys give me your thoughts on this one if you think the Sharks can pull off the win. I'm at the point, though, I've got to put, $10 on the Sharks with the value to finally get a win, especially against the Flyers. Do I recommend taking it? No, I wouldn't. This is a $10 bet that I'm going to have because if they win it, I'll be kicking myself for not putting $10 on it. It's not something that is likely to cash, though. It is a lottery ticket at $10. It gives me a couple extra Starbucks for this week because I need it. The first period over 1.5, I do like -134 for the over 1.5 in the first period. I think that is the strongest bet of this game. The Flyers could score both of those goals themselves. And if the Sharks somehow come out on fire, it will be right out of the gate for them to be able to get any of these goals. Now, both teams to score in the first period. I'm going to take a little bit of a flyer on that one. Have the pun on the Flyers, get it? Plus 176. I think the Flyers will score in the first period, and then we're just counting on the Sharks to be able to get it. So those are my favorite bets of this game. I do think it goes over this one, over the 6.5 and at -110. We know the Flyers could get all of these goals themselves. This team is averaging 3.08 goals per game, and the Sharks allowing an average of 4.91. They're allowing 37.6 shots on goal. Mackenzie Blackwood is expected in goal. He's got a 4.77 goals against average. Erson is confirmed in net for the Philadelphia Flyers, 3.9 goals against average and a save percentage of .815. Now, if we're looking for players here to get those shots on goal, Cam Atkinson here for the Philadelphia Flyers, 3+ shots on goal coming in at -122. You could bump him up to 4+ shots on goal. I do like that at +205. I think he comes out strong. He has 6 goals and 3 assists. In his last game out versus the Kings, he was able to get 5 shots on goal. We know the defenses. Well, anyone's defense is so much stronger than the Sharks, but the Kings' defense is pretty solid. If you're looking at the other side of the puck, someone to come out strong, Anthony Dunclair, for 3+ shots on goal. You're getting plus money at +118 in that one. He isn't giving up in any of these games. We saw in the last game out for the Sharks, he did get a goal and an assist. His shots on goal have been coming in, 6 shots on goal in the last game, 5 in the one prior. So 3+ shots on goal at +118, I think screams absolutely value on Dunclair if you want to make some money on someone playing for the Sharks. So fingers crossed, anyone who's willing to put $10 on the Sharks with me tonight. It's probably not going to be a pretty game, but I do think there's value. That is all 10 of the games, you guys. We flew through those 10 games in the last 40 minutes. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here. Game Times Decisions has already kicked off, so make sure you go over to SportsGrid and check that out. Also, it is Tuesday, so there's plenty of stuff going on. Make sure you go over and check out the SportsGrid app for all your player props, latest trends and angles to look at. You definitely want to hit that up, and it's free. at the Play Store, at the Apple Store, so don't miss out. We will be back here again tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern. Tomorrow's slate looks pretty good as well. I'm excited. And anyone watching over here on IG, if you missed the whole show, make sure you go over to Sports Grid, Twitter, X, and the show is saved over there. I will get up these bookmarks, you guys, and then you can skip ahead to whichever game that you missed or want to go back and see all of my bets. Let's make some freaking money tonight. I see all of your guys' things coming in. You'd rather buy a $10 scratch ticket. Actually, I would really like to buy a $10 scratchy ticket as well. Maybe I'll go over and do that. But you guys, we hit so much last night. We made freaking money. So I've got an extra $10 to put on the Sharks, maybe possibly breaking this losing streak. When are they going to win? Look at the Sharks schedule. Maybe best chance to win tonight. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens, you guys. But again, I love Toffoli. That is a great one. Over 1.5 in the first. Over 1.5. What are you looking at, Christopher, for Toffoli? Over 1.5 for that first period. I like Toffoli to be able to come out for the Devils and get those goals on the board. I think that is a great way to look. So Joe looking at here, -2.5 at +600. I'm sure that is on your Kraken. What is that on? Let me know. But you guys, all the best in all of your bets. Let's make some freaking money. Oh, Joe going with the Sharks, -1.5 at +350. Could this be a look ahead spot for the Flyers? I don't know. This could be a really interesting one. The Flyers, this is the first game of a road trip. The Ducks on deck on Friday. The Kings on Saturday. So they got back-to-back really hard games. And the Canes next Wednesday. What the hell? If you're taking the Flyers, go big or go home. So, or if you're taking the Sharks, go big or go home. Maybe -1.5, -2.5, +600. Can't say no to that. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. Let's make some freaking money on the ice. Again, bookmarked over on Twitter. Go back, check out those bets that you missed. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here with me to get today over on a Sports Grid. I will see you back here tomorrow, same time, 5:30 Eastern. Bye, guys.